I'm Josh with Waupaca Community Media, and today we're talking to Patsy and Peg from the Waupaca Area Public Library. And how are you doing today?
Great. Thanks, Josh.
Hi, Josh. I'm doing great too.
Awesome, and glad to have you here today. And we're just going to kind of go around department by department talking about what's going on right now. Even though your doors are physically closed, there's still a lot going on to the public in addition to curbside pickup in terms of programs and activities. And the first area we want to talk about is the children's department. And one of the things that's people are getting more used to now are videos getting out there to communicate. So you've got some story videos coming out and some virtual book talks. So tell us about those.
Well, the children's department has turned the exhibit room into our TV studio. So they're making all kinds of great videos. They have a story time video that's featured each month, and this month's will go up sometime next week. And it's going to be a visit to the Christmas tree farm and a story along with that. So I know that's going to be happening for us.
Yeah, and they're also working on some virtual book talks. So normally they would be able to go into the schools and visit classrooms, but of course that's not allowed right now. It's not safe. So they're doing virtual book talks that they'll share with classrooms. Peg, do you remember what grade level they were going to do that for?
I think they're through fifth grade, but right now I think it's the third or fourth grades that are going to get those book talks.
And the other thing going on we've talked about before is they've got the book packs where you can request some books and you get something random to take home where you get to explore something new. And just remind people how to get their hands on those.
Well, if you go to our website, there's a book pack form, and I think it's on every page of our website, but you'll certainly find it on the children's page. And you're able to fill that out for children and families, but also for adults. So you kind of make that choice right away. You fill in all the questions with your library card and your name, and you tell us a little bit about what you're looking for. And in the adult department, we want to know if you want large print or audiobook or regular book or even movies. And then we do that kind of secret shopper work for you so we can get some exciting things for you and some surprises in the bin. And those book packs for the children's department, they have like 15 to 30 books in those little sets. So nice heavy box to take home and share with your family.
Very nice. Something, maybe a good activity closer to the holidays while the kids are off school to get one of those ahead of time to have a little something to read and explore over the holidays too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Teen department's staying busy. And tell us, what is Teen Talk Thursday?
Well, it's just an opportunity for our teens to get together with our teen librarian and another young adult that works for us. And, you know, sometimes they just need to talk about what's going on in their life, and having that that listening ear, that caring adult can make a difference in their lives. And so we have a group of teens that generally meet on Thursdays and talk about what's going on with them. And of course, Taylor always leads that discussion a little bit. So if it gets stuck, she kind of moves it along. But so if you're interested in that and you are a teen, get in touch with Taylor and she can get you set up to be a part of that chat.
And the other activity going on in the teen department, and this is one of those ones easy to do from home, is Minecraft Fridays. So when does that take place?
Well, I'm not sure what time they do it, but it's after school so that they can get their schoolwork done, and on Friday look forward to a little bit of gaming time. And I think the reason the Teen Talk Thursdays came to be is because there's a little group of Minecraft players, and then there's a little group of D&D players, and then there's a little group of people who don't really want to do the gaming, but they do want that social connection. So we've got a lot of different avenues, and you can look on the teen page on our website, or even call and talk to Taylor or someone in the children's department for more information.
Let me jump over to the adult department, and one of the things that's happening right away on Thursday, December 3rd is a virtual life class. And for some people watching in today, that may have passed already, but we want to let people know there's a couple spots left. And tell us about that.
So life class is really about learning about others, connecting with others through conversation. And our focus right now, it's called Journey to Better, and it's really understanding what people of color are going through in our community and in our nation. And we have 3 Black people that will join us as a panel with questions and answers, kind of a little different format than we're really used to on live. But we hope that some insights, and we do have a few slots available. So if it is Thursday, December 3rd, right now when you're watching us, you can go to our website and sign up, or give us a call and we can sign you up for that Zoom meeting that'll be tonight at 6 o'clock.
And then another program coming up is your virtual book club. Book clubs aren't stopping because of the pandemic, and you're working through the book, The Christmas Train.
Yeah, that's our December read. I had to pick a holiday book. So that's on Saturday, December 12th. And you do need to register ahead of time in order to receive the Zoom link that will be emailed to you. And that's how we're getting people. And we're really trying to get more people to join that. We had a great group before the pandemic hit. And now we're trying to use a different avenue, a virtual book discussion, and they're going great. So we'll have Christmas train in December, and I'll be leading the discussion in January. And so look for information on that. It's generally the second Saturday of the month.
And the thing about Christmas Train is it's really an easy read. It's not a big book. And I think sometimes with the holidays, with all of the things that we're trying to do with our families and things we're trying to accomplish, it's difficult. So this is a quick read, and you can pick it up curbside. We have copies available still.
And he brought up Zoom a couple times as he talked about the life class and the book club. And nowadays everyone's kind of in a virtual world, whether it's Zoom or Teams or Google Meetup or Facebook or other ways to communicate, just like we are to do this interview, to get this information out to our community. And you've got some tutorials available for people to learn a little more about these platforms. So how can they get their hands on those?
Well, they're being created today. They're working on a Zoom tutorial, one for Facebook Messenger, and one for Google Meetup. And they're going to even display how to use the whiteboard on Google Meetup. So families, maybe a grandparent and a grandchild, can draw together or play tic-tac-toe on that whiteboard. And what we found is that sometimes people who aren't super comfortable with technology want to see the faces of their loved ones who maybe live far away or maybe live in the same town but don't feel safe gathering. And they can learn how to use these platforms and feel a little bit more comfortable doing that virtual connection.
I know our family and extended family did some Zoom calls on Thanksgiving, and that worked out pretty well. So yeah, I think more and more people are doing this, and it's great to hear there's some information coming along very quickly here for people who aren't sure to learn a little more.
Yeah, and we've even heard stories about grandparents reading books to their grandchildren over Zoom or video platforms. So it's just such a great resource to use when you don't have a lot of options.
We've talked about them before, and I've been seeing some up around town. There's fewer election signs up and more thank you signs up. So tell us about that and how people can get their hands on those kits. And there's one of them.
So this is a sign that one of our young librarians created. And Peg, why don't you tell everybody about this initiative?
Well, we really wanted to make sure that those people who are on the front lines, who have to go to work and are putting themselves at risk, their families at risk by going to work, to know that we appreciate them and we thank them for their service. And so those signs are available curbside. We've got lots of them left. So maybe that's a holiday project for you. Come in and get a kit, and it comes with the markers and the sign and the frame, and all you have to do is plant it in your yard after you've finished that thank you. And we need to remember that our healthcare workers, our officers, people who work in the grocery stores, so many of those people are continuing to go to work even though the risk is there. And so we need to say thanks. And to be able to see all of those thank yous, if you go down Park Avenue right now, you can see thank you all the veterans and thank you for the healthcare workers. And it really warms your heart to know that people care. And we all need to have that connection right now.
Yeah, get your kit. Like I said, I've been seeing more and more of these popping up around the area, which is cool.
And there's a couple of people who have told me when I offered them a sign that they live in a rural area, no one's going to see it. But, you know, on a rural road, you can still have a sign that's going to be cheering someone up and making someone feel good. Or you can choose a different location. Always make sure you ask permission, of course, but maybe you want to put it in your church or at the location where you work if your work is willing to have that in that yard.
And you know, the front lawn of the library is a great place. A lot of people go past on Main Street, and if you want to plant your sign that thanks somebody in our community, feel free to do that.
And then the last thing we want to talk about is we head into the holidays. That means some hours, some closed hours are coming up for the library around Christmas and the New Year's holidays. So just remind the community when you're open, when you're closed around the holiday season.
So Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the day after, and then that Sunday. So the 24th through the 27th will be closed for 4 days at a time. And so there is this misnomer that we're closed right now, when in fact we are very busy with curbside. Patsy actually figured out that we're almost 60 households a day that are getting their pickups through curbside. So we just ask that you have a little bit of patience with us when you're calling and need your items right away. Just a little bit of patience. There are a lot of people who may be in line before you to get those items. So, but we will be closed for those 4 days over Christmas holiday.
And we'll also be closed from December 31st through January 1st for that New Year's holiday. So that's also coming up. But we will be open on Saturday, January 2nd. And we've scheduled a little bit of extra staff that day because it's always really busy after a holiday. People miss us and they want their books for the next exciting holiday.
And of course, if you need to get on a computer, as long as you're wearing a mask in the library, we can make that happen for you. Even if you don't have a library card, we can issue a visitor's pass. So if you need to use a computer or you need to print something, please call us and see how that can be done. Or our doors are actually open. You can open it up and walk right in and talk to staff and see if there's a computer available.
Well, Peg, Patsy, appreciate the time to get our community up to date about everything happening at the library, and certainly a lot going on, even though those doors are kind of closed per se to a lot of in-person stuff, still a lot of ways to interact with the library, and all those details online at waupacalibrary.org as well.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.